Hey everyone, this is Karen Waksman, founder of Retail MBA. And today I want to talk about the 5 things no one tells you about when approaching retail chains. So if you have a great product that you think would be perfect for Walmart or Best Buy, Home Depot, Kroger grocery store, Macy's, or whatever it is, there are 5 things that I want to talk about that no one ever tells you about if you want to create a distribution strategy for retailers. And again, the purpose of this is really to support you, to help you actualize your dreams. So let's go through these 5 things now. So the first thing to consider, and the things that nobody ever tells you about, is that you definitely need to walk their stores. So what does that mean? If you want to sell to Walmart, you want to go to Walmart stores first before you even consider reaching out to retailers. If you want to go to Macy's, you need to walk their stores first. Why would I say that to you? Because the buyers are going to ask you which store you went to and what you thought about their store and what was missing from their assortment and all sorts of things related to that. So the truth is, you're going to get caught in a lie if you do not go to the retailers first. It's imperative for you. Not only will it help you in your business to go to those stores to see what's going on, to do extensive market research and so forth, but ultimately you definitely want to walk their stores, because it has gotten a lot of people in trouble if they try to tell the buyer that they went to the store even if they hadn't, and if they can't, they will ask you very specific questions because they need to make sure that you're a great partner and so forth. And it sounds like such a simple thing, but that can be a huge difference between you getting an order or not. The other thing to consider is that you definitely want to go through their resource center. So what does that mean? Well, a lot of people don't share this with you, but every retail chain usually has a vendor website. So say you want to sell to Macy's. You go to Google and you type in Macy's vendor. Or if you want to sell to Best Buy, type in Best Buy vendor. And what will come up is their vendor website. So it's a vendor relations site. And essentially what it is, it's a web page where these retailers will actually explain to you what it is that you're looking for, or what they're looking for in vendors. And so this matters because it will support you in your discussion with retail chains. So you definitely want to review their vendor websites, because they'll tell you about what kind of insurance that they're interested in, what other stuff that you need, if you need EDI and all sorts of things, so, which is a software. And so they'll kind of walk you through the different things that you might need in regards to working with these retail chains. And it does help you if you go through their vendor sites. And no one ever tells you that, because a lot of times if you go into a meeting and you haven't looked at their vendor site and you didn't complete some of the things that mattered, you kind of look goofy interacting with that buyer. So just some things to consider there. The next thing that no one ever really talks about is you kind of have a slim to very limited chance of getting into stores unless you pitch these buyers correctly. So that's an annoying statement, right? Because you're like, well, I want you to tell me how to pitch correctly to buyers. And I need to tell you that every product is slightly different, and every situation is a little bit different. Some of you have sold products to retailers before, and so maybe you're getting into some stores and you're not getting into other stores. And it's probably a lot of times because of the way that you're expressing yourself and the way that you're pitching your product. And or some of you have never sold your product anywhere before, and there's words and things that you can say that could make the buyer more interested in your product. It's kind of an art form with retail. It's something that a lot of people don't understand, that seriously, you can talk to buyers all day long, but if you're not saying the things that matter to them, they're just not going to be interested in your product. And it sounds very negative, but at the end of the day, I see it all the time. People will come to me after trying everything else to learn about pitching, and at the end of the day, they could have saved 6 months, a year, 2 years before they made some money. And it's like, why? There's information out there that can really support you. So that's something to consider. The next thing that nobody ever tells you about when reaching out to retailers is you can have the best product in the world, but they will still reject you because you didn't say the thing that mattered to them. And again, it's kind of in alignment with pitching, but it's like people don't understand that sometimes it's not really about your product. Haven't you ever seen some of the worst products get into stores? And that you have some great product, but maybe you're not getting into stores at all. I've seen it time and time again. It's not always about your product. It has to do with the way that you're expressing yourself, the way you created the product, the way that you packaged it, and so forth. There's different variables that will get your product into stores versus somebody else in some other way. So sometimes it's not really about having the newest, best product in the world. It's really about, do you understand the inside kind of ways that it works with retail so that you can express yourself and create the product and create the story so that the buyer will pay attention to you. This is all learnable. It's not complicated, but it just takes a little effort and learning and so forth. And the final thing is that no one will do the work for you. So what does that mean? Well, I see it all the time. You guys create this new product or you're selling on Amazon and now you just want to get into retailers. And the first thing you always ask me is, Karen, I want to find a rep. So to help me find a rep, because that's like the only thing I want. I don't want to learn anything. I don't want to do anything. I want someone else to go run with this and so forth. And here's what happens. I would say the majority of my business is from people who went out, tried to find reps, spent a year or two, worked with somebody, worked for 2 people, 3 people, and these people are either not selling appropriately or enough volume, or things are not moving, or they can't find the right person, or they're just constantly kind of sitting there in between the getting products in the stores and not. Now, I'm not saying that you should be a sales rep forever. I'm not saying that you shouldn't work with reps. But what you don't understand in the industry of retail, most of you, is that these manufacturers reps or these reps are looking for products that have already sold products in the stores. It gets products into retailers a lot faster if you've already sold elsewhere and so forth. And so a lot of times they'll reject you if you haven't already had sales experience been selling products in the stores, or that, that your product isn't proven and stuff like that. So a lot of the new guys are struggling with the reps. But also, a lot of times they can't sell your product for you unless you create the perfect pitch, the perfect strategy for them, right? Like if your marketing collateral isn't aligned for selling, or if your product's packaging is slightly off, they can't change everything for you. So you as a business owner actually have to learn how to do this yourself. And no one's going to care about your product more than you. So you're going to have to create a little bit and do a lot of the prep work so that the sales reps can sell, and or you open up a few accounts, get the retailer started, and then hand over all the business over to the reps. You understand? No one's going to do the work for you. And so you really it's kind of a common misconception of retail. Well, the reps are going to do everything for me, and the reps are going to figure out if my packaging is right or not. It's actually not true. All reps are not created equal. Some are great, some are not. Most of the really good ones really have expected that you did all that work initially. They're not going to run your business for you until later, mostly because they're commission only and they just don't have time. So honestly, just consider the fact that initially you're going to do a little bit more heavy lifting until you get the best reps and the best people interested in your product. And you have to do the work to make sure that it sells. And by the way, if you work with a distributor, they might buy your product in advance and sell it to retail chains. But if your product isn't selling, then the deal is done and it's over. So there is some work to do to make sure that the initial sale, the initial prep work and so forth is done so that you can do your best work. Anyways, I hope that provided value for you. If you want to learn exactly how to get your products into stores, how to pitch, how to prepare your pricing and packaging and everything accordingly, how to set it up so the best reps and distributors represent your product, how to find those guys, and how to make sure that everything flows, and really how to make money as quickly as possible, you might want to consider my Retail MBA live event. We do live events quarterly. And these events are epic. So they're one-day events. We power through everything you need to get into retail chains. We partner up with retailers to get your product in front of them. We do all sorts of amazing things. So if you want to learn more about our Retail MBA Live event, take a look at the link below. It's retailmbalive.com. And then you can join us at our next event. We try and do it as often as we can, but I highly recommend you going as soon as possible because we will cut your time to market significantly. Anyways, this is Karen Waksman with Retail MBA. I hope this information helped, and please be on the lookout for the additional videos that I create. I'm here to just support you either way in getting your products into stores. Thanks so much.